Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This is a match that I'm playing against a young guy named Landon. I was on the range. I had a limited time to go play golf. I didn't know I was going to be playing. And I just wanted to work on my my game on the range, but then actually some time freed up. And I asked this young guy if he wanted to play golf with me, and it turned out he was a subscriber to the channel too. So we decided to play a match. He's on the high school golf team. You'll see him in a second. All right, so the first hole here is a par 4. That's my monster club. So that was right down the right-hand side of the fairway. Good shot. And here's Landon. He's a high school freshman on his high school golf team. He's on the JV squad there. He's like the number 1 or 2 player on the JV squad at his high school. Landon is super into it. He's only been playing golf for a year, but he's really into it. So
stay in there.
What we talked about was Landon gave me 2 strokes on the front. So that's the deal. So he'll get 2 strokes, and this is like a stroke play kind of competition here. So I hit my drive really well, and that one was just a little bit scoopy, which took some distance off of it. So it's just in front of the green, but not in a bad spot, which is also where Landon is. So can't see the hole there, but that's a little bit low and short. And I'm on the green. Oh, the other thing about today is you can see that the greens are punched. So, and they were just punched like 2 days before this, so they're a mess. So short putts are going to be super difficult today. So, but sometimes you can putt okay like that just because your expectations are so low, and you just know that it's going to be bad. Like, yeah, Landon hit what would have been a perfect putt, but just all kinds of bumps and bounces. All right, so to go 1 up in the match, this is for par. Alright, that was good. It's been really helping me, that tempo thing that I've been doing recently.
Short putts are going to be an adventure today.
This was the day after our Be Better Golf School in Long Beach. The Long Beach one. So my head had been... I had played 9 holes of golf a couple times with the guys during the Indio school, and my head was spinning, and I really respect these golf coaches to be able to go out and play after giving lessons and stuff, because it can be kind of confusing after seeing everybody else's issues and then trying to remember what your own are. So it felt really good to get just an hour to, before this I had 45 minutes just to spend time on the range and just kind of to groove it a little bit, and then come out on the course. So yeah, Landon hit driver off the tee, and I hit my Monster Hybrid again, my 16-degree, 1-inch long club, and this is 125 yards. Actually, it's 130 yards all the way back to the blue pin there, and I hit it on the front of the green, so I have a really long putt.
Stay in the air. Nice.
Like I said, Landon is the type of golfer you'll see. He's only been golfing a year, like I said, but he's the type of golfer you'll see that doesn't need any extra motivation. He's out there doing it on his own, and he's into it. All right, so that's my putt for birdie. So I have kind of a tester for par. This is one of the guys we were playing with. Nice guy. And here's Landon for his birdie. Motoring, just barely lipped out. Good par for Landon there. So he remains 1 over par. And this is for my par to stay 1 up in the match. All right.
You gotta lag it close because these short ones are tough. Yeah, especially morning.
Yeah, the short ones are adventurous. So This is 160 yards, par 3.
Doing it all over again. That's the life.
So you guys will see. I'm trying to cut this video a little longer so you can see kind of the feels I'm going through. So you'll see a lot of right arm only swings. I'm really convinced that the right arm, for me, a right-handed golfer, and also a right-handed person, needs to run the show. As I said, I hit a great shot there. It really looked from the tee like it was going to be close to a hole-in-one, which went just a little far. So that's the result where I ended up. So my ball mark was like 2 feet past the cup. So I have a good chance for birdie. Here's Landon. Hit his on the green, but pulled it long left a little bit. Landon is normally a very good chipper and putter, he said, is the strengths of his game. So that's him marking, so he'll have that for par. This is for my birdie, through all kinds of bumps and everything through these punch screens, so got to keep the speed up a little bit. Really good tempo there. It's kind of like a game of Plinko going towards there, and just had to get a little bit lucky, but good birdie for me, so I moved to 1 under. And Landon, I believe, missed. No, he made that. Landon made that one, so he remains at 1 over. He did send me a copy of the scorecard via his Instagram, so I'm going on it now as I'm talking to you guys. All right, this is a par 5, and that was an awesome drive. Really well balanced, and the tempo of the downswing was really the thing that brought that into being a good drive. And yeah, Landon got way in front of that one and wasn't synced up. So Landon sliced well into the woods, and then he ended up hitting a pretty good recovery shot back through a little window he had back out there. So this is my second shot on this par 5. I have 216 or 221 yards, something like that. Green's well protected by bunkers, kind of up a little bit on a plateau. So really the shot that you want to hit is one that if it does come up a little short, you'll be on that run up. And I started it right there at the run up, and I wanted to hit a fade, but it over faded just a little bit, and the Pro Tracer app showing us I went right in that bunker. Not that dramatic of a fade, but that's the app. So now I'm in this bunker, which I kind of like being in greenside bunkers on par 5s. Good thump out of there. The sand, you can see it's kind of that brown color. There's a lot of dirt mixed in. That sand is not that awesome. All right, so I have this for birdie, while Landon had a bit of an adventure on this hole, I think. And I'm just pulling up his scorecard now here. Yeah, he did make par on that last hole, and that was for my birdie. So that's par on this hole. And Landon got a bogey on this hole, so I'm still 1 under, and Landon is now 2 over. Going into the 5th hole, 370-yard par 4 here. There are bunkers short left that don't really come into play for a player of any kind of length. And then there's bunkers long down the right that do come into play. All right, there I'm doing this visual parallax thing to help me line up, but I kind of messed it up there a little bit. It's kind of a way to know where to aim the club head, where to aim the club face, and where to aim your feet. But I lined up well, but then I kind of shuffled my feet and aimed even more left. And it kind of like a come over overdraw, almost hook, but it hit a tree and fell straight down, and not in a bad spot. Here's Landon. Again, a little bit out of sync on the downswing. Landon goes to a really good instructor in this area called
to the back.
Spencer
So I
McDaniel.
hit this to 125, I'd be happy. So keep it kind of low. Hit a 9-iron, 135 total. Hit a punching 9-iron.
All right, 135 total. I said this is going to be like a punching 9-iron. You guys can't really see, but that tree actually, it doesn't look like it, but it actually is in my way for hitting what I would have hit it for a normal shot. And impact was great, just club head speed was a little slow.
It's on the green, but it's going to be a monster putt through the sand.
So I have a long putt exactly through the sand. Here's Landon. This is Landon's third shot, actually. So he's on the green, and that'll be a putt for par for Landon. All right, so a little fast forward here. So now I'm I'm 1 under par at the moment, and now I'm hitting a lag putt, and that didn't feel like nearly hard enough in these bumpy greens, and it was a little short, but more than anything, it was well blocked. So on these kind of greens, you really got to get your line started correctly. I didn't do that. Okay, so here's Landon for his par. Yeah, and I think he saw me come up a little short and just gave it a charge. I'm be really excited to see, as long as his passion stays high, how good Landon can be. He's a freshman now, so you know, come his junior year, the year that really counts for the end of your sophomore year and your entire junior year, the year that really counts for if you have any kind of college golf aspirations. I didn't start playing golf until after I was graduated from college, so that's for my par. But that was if you're not completely committed to the line you want to take on these kind of greens, it will not go in. All right, so this is the hardest hole on the front side here. 376 yards. It's a little bit of a dogleg right. The only real reason it's hard is because if you do hit your ball to the right, that is the worst place on the golf course to be. Those thick trees on 7 here at El Dorado. On 6 here at El Dorado. This is a hole that's really fun to watch in the Long Beach Open, and hopefully we'll get to follow some of our friends, our Be Better Golf friends in the Long Beach Open this year, like Monty and Boris, and some other guys that are going to play in it, Harold, others. That was definitely a super rotational, spinny swing, which is not what I'm working on. I'm trying to be not very rotational, really. I'm trying to be more directional, if that makes sense. Jeff Flagg talks about that a lot. All right, so here, but I ended up in a good spot because I hit it out of the center of the face at least. Same thing, I'm having a little bit of issues with my alignment. Hitting it well, see, that's why I'm just looking at that divot, and I do replace it, I just do not record me replacing it. But I'm looking at where the divot's going just to see, you know, was that my lineup or was that me making an adjustment on the way down?
So good.
So Landon had double bogeyed the last hole, and now he has that he actually has that for double bogey too, because he had other problems in this hole. And that's my bid for birdie, which misses. And par for me, and this is Landon for, it actually was a really good double bogey there.
Beautiful up and down.
So Landon goes to 5 over par, and I'm at even par now. Headed in to, actually, no, I'm sorry. That was a par for Landon. Actually, that was a very good par for Landon. So, but Landon is 5 over par because he had 2 double bogeys. So, I'm sorry, Landon is 4 over par. I hit a great drive right there. I'm just looking at the scores right here. Yeah, Landon's 4 over par at this moment.
That was a great drive.
Hit a really good drive down the center. Just there are some things I would tell Landon about his swing, but really I would just kind of leave him alone more than anything. I would just let his, you know, he's so young in the game as far as only been playing for a year, that I wouldn't really want to give him anything big to do other than just get him on some kind of, you know, practice routine, which he's doing himself. So okay, so this is my second shot into this par 5. That's the Monster Hybrid. This is 233 yards. I hit a great fade.
Yeah, see, I would never do that with 3 wood. This monster hybrid. I gotta do what's in the bag with this. I gotta figure out what driver I'm gonna get.
I got to figure out what
What's in the
driver
bag.
I'm
That
going to
was
get
awesome.
before I do another what's in the bag. But there was water right there, so normally
Ready?
that would have been too scary to do with 3-wood, but with that, not too bad. Okay, so this is for eagle here. A little glimpse at one of the drills I do with my putting there with that open left hand. Yeah, so that's a good kind of putt to have for birdie. So that moves me back to 1 under par. Yep. So moving on to the 8th hole. This actually this hole is a lot harder than the 6th hole. So this hole is 423 yards, dogleg left. You could see I was not really lined up correctly there, and my body kind of felt that I wasn't lined up correctly, so I tried to pull it back online and overpulled it. Now I'm on the left-hand side. Landon had the face pretty well shut in through that one and hit a hook into the left trees. Let's follow Landon into the trees. All right, Landon has almost like a less than a normal bedroom window sized
Oh, man, that was so close.
area.
The 2 different trees.
Yeah, he's got a super narrow,
Beautiful shot, Landon.
area to go through, and he went through it actually perfectly. All right, so I have to hit a big draw around here, but I smothered it. I gave that one away there. Smothered it. I got it past the last tree. I'll have an open look, but
the top half of
I have to work on those recovery shots a little bit. Especially, I can work the ball pretty easily. I can work the ball both ways. It's something that I can do, but at a rough, it's really difficult. That's when I'm not as good at it. So I hit that perfectly pin high, but I blocked it out to the right a little bit.
All right, perfect distance, just a little right.
So
for a putt for a par.
So here's Landon. Landon actually really enjoys chipping, which is another good sign for his future golf career. When I asked him, okay, well, what part of your game do you really like? He's like, oh, chipping. I love to chip. So that's good. So this is me for par. And I kept the speed up nicely, but actually kind of came over that one just a little bit, you can see, which is probably ineffective. Taking too long of a backswing, if I had to guess. All right, so this is Landon actually for his bogey.
Nice.
And made it.
It's a 5. Nice putt. Nice
Yeah, that's an awesome 5. 5's actually for Landon right now says he's like a 10 handicap. He told me late after we did our match. Otherwise, I probably should have given him more strokes. But a 5 on that hole is a good score for 10 handicap for sure. And this time next year, I guarantee he'll be below a 5 handicap. And this time in 2 years, if he keeps up this intensity, he'll easily be scratched. So he just needs a lot more reps. I hit it pin high, but in the bunker. Yeah. Landon does have a little bit of a transition issue. I'm sure Spencer's working on. And he hit it short into the left trees. All right, so this is a long bunker shot with my 54-degree wedge. I'm really trying to be aggressive with that leading edge. Really try to be aggressive with it. And it landed nicely on the fringe and then hopped up to pin high. Some of the greens are better than others. This is not one of the good greens.
One time, baby. One time.
Good run, though. You putted well.
Okay, so that's Landon's in for 8 over for his front 9. This is for this is a putt for, let's check it out, 36. This is a putt for even par. Here, 2 birdies, 2 bogeys so far. This is for par. Stay in the hole. All right, cool.
Oh, he's all the way around.
All right, guys, stay tuned. We have a little message wrap up from Landon and I. And also, I'll tell you what happened with the rest of this round after that.
All right, Landon. Thanks for coming out and playing and everything. That's it. What did you end up shooting?
I think it was 8 over.
Yeah.
Not my best shot.
But no, not at all. What was the last hole that you reeled up?
Oh, yeah, 5.
Yeah, it was a double on the last. So, but Landon, how old are you?
I'm 50.
So he's 15, just been golfing a year. So I see you out here grinding.
Yeah.
You can tell that you really like golf. That's the number one thing when you're first getting into it. A lot of kids out here, you see the parents behind them, like basically with the foot to the back, like, come on, more, more. You're out here by yourself. You're grinding by yourself. That's the sign of somebody who's really gonna have success with it. So subscribe. You have anything you want to promote?
Nope.
Nope. Thanks for watching, everybody. Later.
Yeah, after the round, so you see that's my front 9 on the left-hand side. So after the 9 holes with Landon had to go home, but I continued to play with Dijon and his friend, the 2 guys that were with us. And I actually felt super good to actually play 9 holes without filming, actually. But anyway, so yeah, I had a lot, actually, a lot of birdie chances on the back. I hit every green except for 1. And actually, the bogey I made, so let's just go through it quickly. On 10, I had about a par 5, so I had a 12-footer for birdie that missed. 11 was just standard fairway green. 2-putt. 12, I hit it pin high, but way left. Hit a monster flop shot that was like totally amazing to like 4 feet. But through those punch greens, I did not hit a good putt either. Made a bogey on 12. 13, that's that hole with the water left that you guys see that I've gone into so many times, most notably when I was playing my very poor match with Christo. But anyway, on this day though, I killed it way past that water and actually minimized that hole, made it very easy. And then I really started hitting my driver well on 14, 367 from where I played it, and that was downwind, and I felt really confident. Hit like huge drive, like 312 yards or something like that. On these fairways too, so that was legitimately a long drive, and yeah, had like 58 yards, got that up and down by making, I think it was like an 8-foot putt. And then 15, I hit it a super solid drive into the right hand trees, but it fell down, and I had basically like a perfect lie. That's that bowling alley hole that I told you guys about. People who've played these courses know what I'm talking about. Anyway, hit an awesome shot out of the trees, and made 2 putts from there. And then on 16, hit a good drive. It was a little thin, but it was a good drive, and then had 68 yards, and just really had a good sense for what 68 yards was going to feel like with my 60-degree wedge, and landed it right on that number and had like a 3-footer and made it. And then on 17, I hit a really nice, it was it says 168, but it was more like 155. I hit a really nice 7-iron. It was really about 168 for us because it was a blue flag. And I hit it pin high and hit an awesome lag putt to just about, because I had an awesome lag putt to like 2 inches, but it was about, I think I walked out, I was about 60 foot. Big green, and hit a pin high, but just well to the right. And then the final hole, the 18th hole, I hit a great drive, and then a hybrid, regular hybrid there in 2. And I just had kind of one of those up and downs where I could have hit putter, I could have chipped it. I decided to chip it, and it kind of landed on that. I thought it was going to land on those sandy greens very softly. It didn't, and it ran out to about 4 feet when, as soon as I hit the chip, I thought I was going to have a tap in. It ran out to just under 4 feet, and I actually missed that. That would have been 70, but I missed that, and I was a par. So, but looking at it, positive signs for me. So 71, positive signs for me, because that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus, so 15 greens. 15 out of 18 greens is think matches my high for amount of greens hit in regulation. And also, if I had, I usually go for under 30 putts in a round. I mean, that's not really a stat that's worth anything, but this would have easily been around in the 60s if I believe that if they weren't punched, it would have been around in the 60s, but you never know. You can never say. I have actually had a history of playing well on punch greens, so that was cool. And then actually, because some people were saying, like, I have not been putting my scores in as far as like handicap wise. I have not been putting my scores in recently, but somebody was saying, like, okay, hey, pros can put their scores in too. And now that I've been basically kicked out as an amateur, and I've taught these, I've taught at these Be Better Golf schools and everything, legitimately, whether I like it or not. I really am a professional golfer, quote unquote, like, teaching professional golfer, I guess. Professional vlogger, really. Anyway, whatever I am, I'm not an amateur anymore, but I can still keep my handicap because I see, like, at our club, Paul Goidos at El Dorado has his handicap there. It's something like a +4 or plus 5.5, something crazy. Anyway, so yeah, so I put all my scores in, and it went down to like a 2.4. And Be Better Golf, when I started this thing about 20 months ago, it was 3.9, something like that. But what I say to people, though, the real difference has been the anti-handicap, which is if you take your last, 20 scores and then your 10 worst. So before, my handicap would have been like 3.8, 3.6 sometimes, but my anti-handicap would have been horrible. Now my handicap and my anti-handicap are not that different, if that makes sense. All right, a little long wrap up, but that was a good round. This is my best round of 2017 so far, and looking forward to a lot more of this. Felt really good to teach the Be Better Golf schools and then actually get a little bit of time to work on my own game, which felt like what I needed. And now I'm really motivated to get out on some different courses. All right, guys, that was a very long wrap, but hopefully that makes sense. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be on the lookout for this thing. I've adopted this reactionary golf swing. Be on the lookout for this thing called Building Your Reactionary Golf Swing. And if you guys have watched this far, send me an email that says something about reactionary golfs, anything like that in the subject. Send me an email and I'll send you a free preview of what that is. You get it's like 7 lessons going through the entire swing, 7 or 8, with Tony Lutzak and Jeff Flagg. And I'll send you, I think, one of the lessons for free, just for watching this far. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, my email, bdivorce76@gmail.com. Later. Bye.